book of Meek Mill, chapter I Almost Slipped. It says it right here. He says, I almost fell in love with a thotty. My dog said, you got too many bodies. What that mean? Well, some of us are messing with girls that look good. They got the best bodies. They got some of the best smiles. Their hair looks nice. But it's not the outside that's the problem. It's the inside. It's really not what you see them at. It's the moves that they made before you met them. I like this because Meek Mill said it was my dog, which means my friend, my person of interest came to me and told me that somebody is moving foul. You need somebody on your team to tell you that, yo, you can't mess with that girl. You can't mess with that dude. I know they think they look good. I know you think that they have a lot going on. Sometimes we have to be careful about who we think are good people. And I like this about Meek Mill. This song, to me, it admitted some of the truths. I almost fell in love with a thotty. A lot of us are falling in love with the wrong type of people. And sometimes you catch yourself at the last minute. I know what you know. I know what you know what I'm talking about. You ever had a person that you thought was that one? You thought was the person you was about to fall in love with, and you found out they was a little bit grimy. You found out that they wasn't who they said they were supposed to be. They lied to you. And thank God for your friend, because in Meek Mill in this song he says, "Oh, my dog said, you got too many bodies." In that song, though, I like this. If you go a little bit deeper, it says, the way you love the game, you couldn't be in love with me. I worked too hard for my name to let a chick put mud on me. I want to be very clear here. This bar is very simple, but it's true, and it has a lot of power in it. He says right here, you love the game. You don't love me. Now, be careful about the game that when you're in celebrities and you're out in the open and you're in these clubs and you're in the street, there is a game to this. Anybody that think there's not a game, you are sadly mistaken. There are people who are only after your dollars. There are people who are only after your sex. These people are not builders. They are takers. Let me say it again. You can meet women and men who are nothing but takers. They're not builders. That means they come for your money. They come for your sex. They didn't come to build with you. They didn't come to be your future wife. They're not your future husband. These people are part of the game. That's why you hear people, rappers, that say, I gotta give her back to the game. That means she's only a part of a game, meaning she's not serious. When I play games, it's a game. It's not serious. But Meek Mill is talking about, be careful. I work too hard to let a chick put mud on me. Meaning, I'm not working this hard just to let somebody who's not serious play with my name. To destroy what I have going on. To take me off my focus. Meek Mill says, I work too hard for you to put mud on me. You're right. Don't work too hard to have people play with your name and take you off your task. You got to be careful. I want you to go to your hip-hop Bible again. It's Meek Mill, but this time it's the chapter intro to the Dreams and Nightmares album. And that's the song where he says, you thought that I was finished, and when I got to Aston Martin, y'all thought that it was rented. But that's not the bar that I'm talking about. You should probably go to this bar in that song. And he says, they loved me when I was stuck, and they hated when I departed. Why would somebody love you when you stuck and they hate when you depart? I would think it would be in reverse, but Meek Mill is right here. People will love you as long as you're on the same level as them. They love you when you're stuck. That means they love you when you ain't getting no money. They love you when you don't have no job. They love you when you are struggling. But as soon as you start to get money and you start to pop, here come the hate. I thought you was my man. We didn't share the same corner. We didn't share the same housing at one point because we both were struggling. Now that I'm getting a couple dollars, the hate is coming from your lips. Why is that? Meek Mill said, they love you when you stuck, but they hate when they departed. I understand this. Don't let people get in your nerves, get in your way because they're hating because you didn't got somewhere that they can't get to yet. No. It doesn't mean that they can't get there. It just means that it's not your time. But don't hate on me because I'm starting to ascend. I'm starting to level up. I'm starting to get to the money. You have to work on your life. You have to work on your business, on your art. You can't hate me. But it's funny, hater. You had love for me where I was when we was in the same boat. I find it funny that you had love for me when I lived at that corner house that nobody wanted to come to when it was dirty and it was raggedy. But as soon as I got the mansion, you hating me now. I thought you would love me more because I got a big house. I thought you would love me a little bit more because I have more resources for you and the team. But it seems to me when you loved me a little bit more when I was in the hood. When I was in the band though. When it was a little bit nasty in there. But the house looks better now. And now you hating. Meek Mill got a song called Dream Chaser, and it was featuring a guy named Beanie Siegel. I love that. You got to listen to Beanie Siegel's verse too. But we're going to talk about Meek Mill. Some of you are hanging with people in the street and you think they got your back. But sometimes the relationship will get tested. And Meek Mill talks about this right here. He says, my dreams started to crumble. Niggas deserted. Let me say it again. My dreams, it started to crumble. He said, niggas deserted. He says, oh, this is bad because some of you had went through this already. I know because you're listening to me, and I want you to send this to your friend that you know this happened to. It says, empty courtroom when my judge read my verdict. But now I'm getting to it. Niggas act like they deserve it. That's so true. I was thinking about what he said, and I wanted to take it a little bit deeper. Sometimes you'll be on the road to the riches, and you're going to have some bumps in the road, but that is the way that God puts it in your life to make sure to shake off some people that don't belong around you anyway. He has to shake this tree called the tree, and the tree is strong, but the leaves have these words on them called fakeness, something called fraud on them. And when you shake the tree, the leaves start to fall off. And that's because the people that's part of the roots, that's because the people that are really part of the branch, they're not going anywhere. But the people that's part of these leaves, that says fraud, that says fakeness, they get shook off. And Meek Mill starts to talk about these people when he says, my dreams, it started to crumble and they deserted. That means they started to leave. They was with me when the dream was looking good. I think I'm about to get signed. Niggas get excited. I think I'm about to get a lot more money. People get excited. But as soon as they see that things are starting to go bad, they get missing. And some of you are in the street. And I want you to come out the street. Because I fear that there's some people around you that are not really your friends. And you haven't had a court date yet that they need to be there for support and they're not going to come. But Meek Mill talked about this because he'd been through it. He says, hold on, it was an empty courtroom when my judge read my verdict. See, the problem is that it's all good and dandy when we in the street. You out there doing your thing and they out there doing their thing. But you're doing it together. And one person got caught and the other person didn't. When y'all both was free, you told your man, yo, if you get locked up, I'm going to hold you down. And you told them when they get locked up, I'm going to hold you down. The problem is that when you said it, you meant it. But when he said it, he didn't mean it. That's word to my Mickey hat. When you said it, you meant it. But when he said it, he didn't mean it. But you found out the hard way because it was like Meek Mill. You end up having a court date and you went in the courtroom and you looked around. The only person you saw was your family.